Welcome to the water cooler recap for January 2nd, 2012. Our first water cooler recap of the year.
Yay!
We, of course, spent a little bit of time talking about the bowl games from this past weekend, including the fact that Auburn won.
War Eagle.
Yeah, well, of course, it helped that they were playing Virginia, but
War Eagle.
Doesn't matter. They got their win, so more power to them. And, of course, there's a whole slate of bowl games today, including the number 3 against number 4 later tonight, the Fiesta Bowl, which I think it should be a good game.
It should be a good game. I think Oklahoma State's going to win it. I'll call it right now.
You think Oklahoma State's going to win?
I think so. I think
I think I'm going to agree with you. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think they'll win.
Blowout.
But one of the things that we also noticed when we, of course, flipped through the newspapers and the internets, the intertubes today, was the fact that a whole bunch of crazy people jumped into the water in Decatur, including that man. He looks familiar to me. Starting his vacation already. Yes, the polar bear plunge in Decatur at the Riverwalk Marina there took place on New Year's Day, where a bunch of people braved the, I don't want to say they braved, it was, 55 degrees?
Yeah, it wasn't
the
exactly
water temperature wasn't really
bearish.
that chilly. But Mike has some experience with jumping into freezing cold waters.
Yeah, well, yes, I've done it actually where we had to go through the ice. That's serious. That's hardcore.
You didn't go for a little relaxing swim.
You went, splash, get me out, get me out. Get me out.
I'm dunked. I am frozen, baptized into the new year.
In the frigid waters, get me out. Yes. Yes. Of course, this is the same place where they have the walleye drop as opposed to the bulk. It's a big fish.
Oh, okay.
For the new year, they drop the walleye.
Right. Well, down in Mobile, we watched them drop the
moon pie.
The moon pie drop. That's right. Also wanted to introduce you, well, as we say goodbye, I should say, to Bob Anderson. Now, you may not know him. He's not necessarily a household name when you see him like this. He was an Olympic fencer and was a movie sword master, including appearing in the dueling scenes of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. He played Darth Vader just for the dueling scenes.
He kind of looks like Darth Vader.
What?
I'm teasing.
With the black, when he had the black mask on and everything, yeah, he sure did. He died at 89. He was responsible. He worked with Errol Flynn, as well as with Antonio Banderas for Zorro, and he was the guy who was actually in the Darth Vader costume for the fight scenes with Luke Skywalker both times.
Wow.
In Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. It didn't come out until well after the films ended because they didn't really want to say that David Prowse didn't do it, who was the actual guy in the costume, but they finally came out and said he just wasn't very good with a sword and he just couldn't get him to do the moves. Bob actually was attempting to direct him and choreograph, said he couldn't do the moves right. So he said, all right, look, I know you're 6 inches shorter, but we'll just have to be careful with the editing and you're just going to step into the costume.
Something I didn't think of during the show, though, but that goes back to the same thing that happened in the first 3 that came out later. Ray Parks was the choreographer for all the sword fighting
Who played Darth Maul.
But he played Darth Maul.
Right.
He was actually in it as well.
But he actually played the role.
Yes, he did. That's true.
Although his voice was overdubbed.
Yes.
Because he's very short, very small man, has a very high-pitched voice.
Yes. But Ray Parks played Darth Maul and also choreographed all the fights in the first 3 episodes that came out after the next.
Episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Star Wars, very
the ones that our kids are familiar with.
Yes.
But we do start the new year on a good note.
Yes. This happened up in Logan's Canyon near Salt Lake City, Utah. That car actually, when it went into the water, ended up upside down. There was a father and 4 children in this car,
which is frightening.
Which is terribly frightening. The father and the child in the front seat managed to get out. They were trying to get the 3 children left in the back seat out, and the car rolled on them and rolled upside down. They weren't able to get them out, but passersby stopped, and they were banging on the windows and doing everything they could to try to get the windows open. But one of them was a retired military policeman who was now a defense contractor. He had his sidearm with him, and he shot out a window, reached through, cut the seatbelt, and pulled the 4-year-old out. Unfortunately, there was another 4-year-old who was floating in the...
who was in a car seat.
And another one in a car seat that was upside down. So 2 more kids. They both drowned at the scene. However, they turned off the...
I'll get that for you. You continue.
Yeah. So they turned off they got them revived, took them off to the hospital. All 4 kids are fine.
Which is fantastic news.
And so...
You should have watched the water cooler every weekday. Yes, we're going to still be on weekdays at 11 o'clock in 2012 on WMJN TV 29, or you can watch our live stream daily at WMJN29.com.
Or you can catch us on Facebook. You can go do a search for The Water Cooler. 3 words. We're the TV show, not the water cooler salesman. So see us on give us a like on Facebook. We'll like you back.
We'll see you tomorrow.